Hey, Ha, nice to meet you. How is it going on your end? How is it going? How's everything going on your end? It seems to me very okay. It seems to me there is no problem with you because I can see blue sky screen, blue sky marble in on your screen.
Hi, David. Nice to meet you too. Everything's going well on my end. How about you? It sounds like you're saying everything seems okay, and I can see a bright blue sky behind you. Is that correct?
Mm, okay, then makes sense. If you are talking about your screen, if you are talking about your appearance, then makes sense. Okay, never mind. Let's keep the momentum going. I'm okay. I'm great. I'm a little bit tired, but it's not a big deal. Let's keep the momentum going. This is my practice session. This is my English learning journey, and you are my great conversation partner. Sometimes I think you are better than human teachers because you are very aware. You already aware of so many conversational dialogues of humans. So I think you can be my great conversation partner to improve my English communication skills. So from now on, I'd like to start my repetition and mimicking time because because it's very hard to connect with your it's very hard to connect with my customized GPT mode. So I think it's not a good idea to start with combo, dialogue practice session.
Sure, David. It's great that you're feeling motivated to keep practicing. Repetition and mimicking are excellent ways to improve. Let's get started with your practice session. Feel free to share the sentences you'd like to repeat, and I'll help you with them. Let's begin.
Like I said, these sentences are not related to each other. These sentences were from you. And I noted it on my tablet screen, on my tablet file. So listen carefully. I'm about to start. I'm about to speak my prepared sentences. Okay. Here I go. Listen carefully. Are you all set to go?
Yes, I'm all set. Go ahead with your first sentence, and I'll listen carefully. Take your time.
Listen carefully. The first one is. As of yesterday, we completed all the software update actions for the customer's Ulsan factory. I feel a bit relieved. I say one time, I feel a bit relieved, as if a huge burden has been lifted. I think we finished all the software update task for the customers Ulsan factory as of yesterday. It feels like a big weight has been taken off my shoulders. It feels like a big weight has been taken off, has been taken off from my shoulders.
That was good, David. Here's a smoother version. As of yesterday, we completed all the software update tasks for the customer's Ulsan factory. I feel a bit relieved, as if a huge burden has been lifted. It feels like a big weight has been taken off my shoulders. Great job. Let's keep going.
Could you please support me to compose this situation, this situation, in more to make more natural in English?
Of
I mean,
course.
I mean, I just want to make it more conversational, more natural, more common in conversational situation. In normal situation.
Got it. You could say, "Can you help me phrase the situation in a more natural and conversational way?" That sounds more casual and common.
No, 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 no. I mean, I want to make, I want to, adjust. I just want a revised version, polished version from new for my prepared sentences. Listen carefully. How about this one? We finished all the software update task for the customer solution factory as of yesterday. It feels a bit weight has been taken off my shoulders. Could you please help me to switch to adjust these short sentences to to make more natural in English. I mean, more conversational. Please give me the expressions in more conversational way.
Sure, here's a gentler and more conversational version. We finished all the software updates for the customer's Ulsan factory as of yesterday. It feels like a big weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Does that sound more natural to you?
I'm not sure about that because in my opinion, a big weight has been taken off. Seems to me very, very formal, very formal. How about this one? How about this one? How about this expression? I feel a bit relieved because I cleared, because we cleared our job yesterday. How about this version?
Your version is definitely more casual. You could say, I feel a bit relieved because we finished our job yesterday. This sounds natural and easy to understand.
I just adjusted because to me, a big weight has been taken off. Is very, very, very formal way to express this situation.
You're right, a big weight has been taken off can sound formal. Your adjusted version is more conversational and clear. It's great to keep it simple and natural, especially in everyday conversations.
Okay, okay, I got it. Let's keep the momentum going. Let me show you the next one. If the meeting room is too far from my desk, I can go back and forth. I can go back and forth. If someone else sees it, it can be a little uncomfortable.
Here's a more natural way to say it. If the meeting room is too far from my desk, going back and forth can be a bit inconvenient. And if someone else is already seated, it can be a little uncomfortable. Does that sound better to you?
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Yes. Would you mind saying that one more time?
Of course. If the meeting room is too far from my desk, going back and forth can be a bit inconvenient. And if someone else is already seated, it can be a little uncomfortable.
Yes, yes. If Let me practice one more time. If the meeting room is too far from my desk, I can I can go back and forth in with uncomfort. I'm sorry. It could be I mean go back and forth could be a little bit uncomfortable, and if someone else sees it, it can be
I'm
a little
sorry,
bit un.
but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice. You can switch to standard now to keep chatting.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Can you keep up with me? You switched. Your advanced voice mode just cut out our voice mode session because of the time limit. Could you keep up with me with standard voice mode?
Of course, David, I'm here and ready to continue in standard voice mode. Let's pick up where we left off. Where should we start?
Listen carefully. I, I was asking more natural expression to you for my prepared sentences. Listen carefully. If the meeting room is too far from my desk, I can go back and pause. If someone else sees it, it can be a little uncomfortable. What do you say about this? Could you please support me to make this situation, this situation, um, be more natural, be more conversational in real life situation?
Got it, David? Here's a more natural and conversational version of your sentence. If the meeting room is too far from my desk, going back and forth can be a bit inconvenient. And if someone else is already using it, it can feel a little awkward. Does this sound more natural to you?
Would you mind saying that one more time?
Not at all, David. Take your time. What's on your mind?
Would you mind saying that one more time, please?
Sure. Here's the more natural version again. If the meeting room is too far from my desk, going back and forth can be a bit inconvenient. And if someone else is already using it, it can feel a little awkward. Would you like me to explain anything further?
Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. You just use gerund to explain the situation, going back and forth. You just switched, you just adjusted it to use going back for in this context. So going back and forth could be a little bit uncomfortable, and if someone else sees it, it can be a little uncomfort situation.
Exactly, David. You're catching on really well. Using going back and forth makes the sentence feel more natural because it's a common way to describe moving repeatedly between two places. Also, adding it can feel a little awkward instead of it can be a little uncomfortable softens the tone and makes it more conversational. You're doing great. Would you like to practice it together?
No, no, no. I think that's enough. Let's keep the momentum going. From now on, I'd like to introduce my next one. And this is carefully. I've freed myself. I've freed myself. I think I have to use I have in this context because the word freed needs the word have in this sentence in English grammar. Am I correct? Let me say one more time. I've freed myself. I've freed. I've freed. I have freed. I have freed. I've freed myself.
Yes, David, you're absolutely correct. The phrase I have freed myself uses the present perfect tense, which combines have with the past participle freed. It's used to express an action that has a connection to the present. Your pronunciation and repetition of I've freed myself sound excellent. Keep practicing it. It's a strong and meaningful expression. Would you like to try using it in a sentence or situation?
If you listen carefully, I think I can use this simple sentence in my situation that I feel very relieved, and I feel very happy because I just finished some kind of a big job, or I lift or I feel like a big burden has been taken off my shoulders. I think I can express like this. I've freed myself.
You're absolutely spot on, David. That's a great way to use I've freed myself. It perfectly conveys the sense of relief and happiness you feel after completing a big task or overcoming a heavy burden. For example, you could say, after finishing that project, I freed myself from so much stress. Would you like to practice building more sentences like this?
Oh, no, 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 no. I think that's enough because I can remind and review after this voice mode session is finished. Okay, let's keep the momentum going. We don't have time. Like I said, we don't have time. I have a lot to practice with you. I have a lot of sentences to practice with you. So let's hurry to move on forward.
Got it, David? Let's keep moving. What's the next sentence or word you'd like to practice? I'm ready.
It sounds like a new room is not ideal for my recording, especially if the lack of window. If the lack of window affects the lighting and overall look of the video. Have you considered using additional light to improve the video quality? Sometimes add artificial lighting can be compensate can help. I'm sorry. Apologies for my bad pronunciation. Sometimes artificial lighting can be can help compensate for the lack of natural light and might make your recordings look better.
Yes, David, you're absolutely right. If the room lacks natural light due to no windows, using additional artificial lighting like a ring light or softbox could really help improve your video quality. It can create a consistent and professional look, regardless of the room's lighting conditions. Have you thought about trying portable LED lights? They're adjustable and can give you the flexibility to create the perfect lighting setup for your recordings.
Don't take it too seriously. This is just a simple sentence. In my opinion, it's enough. It's enough. When I am recording our whole practice session without no edit. No, I think it's enough for my video look and appearance. That it's not that's not a big deal. If you are talking about the additional rights or overlook of the video, never mind. That's okay. I'm fine. I I think it's fine to make my video without very bad look, very awkward look, or very bad. How can I express the situation? Could you please help me?
I see what you're saying, David. Like, you could express it like this. In my opinion, the video looks fine as it is, even without any edits or extra effort. It's not a big deal if the lighting or appearance isn't perfect. Or you can keep it shorter. The video is fine as it is. I'm not too worried about making it look perfect. Does that work for what you want to convey?
Would you mind saying that one more time?
David, it seems like there might be a misunderstanding here. The word thought is a slang term and can have a negative or
No, no,
inappropriate
no, no, no,
connotation.
no.
Could you clarify what you mean or what you're trying to express? I'll make sure to help you word it in the best way possible.
No, 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 no. I think you just confused for my speaking. I said, would you mind saying that one more time?
Got it. Here's what I said earlier. In my opinion, the video looks fine as it is, even without any edits or extra effort. It's not a big deal if the lighting or appearance isn't perfect. Or the shorter version, the video is fine as it is. I'm not too worried about making it look perfect. Does that help?
Yes, well noted. It helped. I will bookmark here. Bookmark here. Bookmark here. I will revisit this specific spot after we finish this voice mode session. Okay, I got it. Let's keep on going. The first take of my recording is crucial. The first take. The first take of my recording, of my practice recording, the first take of my practice method is essential because I uploaded the video without editing. Ensuring everything looks right from the start is very important, as I don't have time to make adjustments later.
That sounds great, David. Your explanation is clear and makes sense. Here's a slightly refined version. The first take of my practice recording is crucial because I upload the video without editing. It's important to make sure everything looks good from the start since I don't have time to make adjustments. This keeps it natural and to the point. Do you want to try saying it yourself for practice?
Could you please speak a little bit more slowly?
Of course. Here's the refined version again, spoken slowly. The first take of my practice recording is crucial because I upload the video without editings.
Keep going, keep going. It's your move, keep going.
Take your time practicing it. Does this pace work for you?
Okay, okay, I got it. Well noted. I really appreciate your kind support, but in my opinion, you just got technical hiccup or technical glitches to when you speak, when you explain about your insights or perspective for my speaking. Okay, that's another big deal. Okay, let's keep that happens. Okay, that happens and then let's keep the momentum way. Corruption investigation office for corruption investigation office in Korea for high rank officials. The corruption investigation office and the police are planning to arrest President Yoon Suk-yeol yesterday.
It seems like you're describing a serious and current situation in Korea. To make your sentence more natural, you could say the Corruption Investigation Office for high ranked officials and the police plan to arrest President Yoon Suk Yeol yesterday. This version adjusts the timing and structure slightly. Let me know if you'd like me to refine it further.
If you are talking about the timing and the tense, yes, that's right. It's my mistake. I say one time. Corruption Investigation Office for high-ranking officials and the police planned were planned to arrest President Yoon Suk-yeol yesterday.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
I say one time. Corruption Investigation Office for high-ranking officials and the police were planning were planning to arrest Yoon Suk-yeol yesterday.
Your sentence is almost perfect, David. Here's a slightly polished version for smoother flow. The Corruption Investigation Office for high ranking officials and the police were planning to arrest Yoon Suk Yeol. Let me know if you'd like to practice it together or refine it further.
Would you mind saying that one more time?
Of course, here's the sentence again, spoken slowly. The Corruption Investigation Office for high ranking officials and the police were planning to arrest Yoon Suk Yeol. Let me know if you'd like to practice it or adjust anything.
How can I express in how can how can I express this sentence based on the past tense? I mean yesterday.
Ah, I see. You want to emphasize that this event happened yesterday. Here's how you could say it. Based on their past investigations, the Corruption Investigation Office for high ranking officials and the police planned to arrest Yoon Suk Yeol yesterday. Does this version capture what you want to express?
Okay, let me speak one more time. The Corruption Investigation Office and the police planned to arrest President Yoon Suk-yeol yesterday.
Great attempt, David. Here's a polished version. The Corruption Investigation Office and the police plan to arrest President Kim Jong un yesterday. You said it well. Just keep practicing for fluency. Let me know if you'd like help with any specific part.
You just made a big mistake because you said President Kim Jong-un, but for our country, in Korea, in South Korea, president is the president is Yoon Suk-yeol.
You're absolutely right, David.
Hello there. Can you keep up with me? Are you having
Here's
a
the
load?
corrected version. The Corruption Investigation Office and the police planned to arrest President Yoon Suk-yeol yesterday. I appreciate your patience, and I'll be more careful moving forward. Would you like to practice saying it again?
Okay, let's keep the momentum going. Let me share with you next one. This is not the real question. Don't take it too seriously. This is just a simple sentence. How many times have I told you? How many times have I told you?
That's a great sentence to practice, David. It's clear and natural, often used to emphasize frustration or repetition. You said it perfectly. Would you like to try it in a longer context, like a casual conversation?
I think I'm getting the hang of it. I think I'm getting the hang of it. I'm very happy.
That's excellent, David. Saying, I think I'm getting the hang of it is a natural and confident way to express that you're starting to understand or improve at something. You're doing great. Do you want to practice it a few more times to feel even more comfortable?
I'm just wondering, when I want to express focus on, when I want to express myself to someone I am very interested in you. I think I can say and and can I think and count and encourage, and how can I express this situation? Could you please help me? Bookmark here, bookmark here. Hello, GPT. Could you keep up with me? Hello there. Are you okay? Could you keep up with me? What's your problem? What's your problem? Oh my God, oh my God. Are you okay? Can you keep up with me? Can you hear me loud and clear? Hello there. Oh my God. Are you listening to me? In my opinion, you just got out our voice mode session. Could you please keep up with me?
Yes, I'm still here, David. It seems like there might have been a slight interruption, but I'm ready to keep going. Let's pick up right where we left off. What would you like to practice next?
Okay, let me take a second. Let me take a second.
Of course, take your time, David. I'm here when you're ready.
Okay, okay. I just I just found a specific spot where we left yesterday. So I'd like to start at this point to practice my many sentences. Uh, how would you like to start?
Great,
How
David. Let's pick up right from that spot. Go ahead with the sentences you want to practice, and I'm ready to help you with them.
how would you like to start? How would you like to continue our practice session? Is there do you have any specific plan to help with me?
I'm glad you asked, David. My plan is to continue helping you practice your sentences, focusing on improving fluency, natural expression, and confidence. We can work on refining your sentences, correcting any small mistakes, and repeating them for better retention. If you have specific areas you want to focus on, like business communication or casual conversations, let me know and we can tailor the practice to that. How would you like to proceed?
I just want to repeat. I just want to repeat many sentences that I prepared before. And I mean, in my opinion, repetition makes perfect. So, as I told you before, I don't use English in my daily life, so I need time. I mean, I have to immerse myself in the English environment. So in this practice session, I can speak only in English to improve my English communication skills. What to say about this? I want to immerse myself in this post-English situation. I mean, how can I say this? How can I express the situation? Post situation or intensive learning situation?
I completely understand your approach, David. Immersing yourself in English practice is a great way to improve communication skills, especially when you don't have the opportunity to use English in your daily life. As for expressing post English situation, you could say something like, I want to immerse myself in an English only environment, or I want to put myself in a situation where I speak only English to improve my communication skills. Does this capture what you're aiming for? It sounds like you're focusing on creating a space where English is the primary language used.
In my opinion, your expression captures my insights very well. In my opinion, I believe that your expression, what you said a moment ago, it really, when you said a moment ago, captures my thoughts very well.
Thank you, David. I'm glad to hear that my expression matches your thoughts. It sounds like you're on the right track with your approach to immersing yourself in English. Would you like to continue practicing your prepared sentences now?
Okay, bookmark here. Bookmark here. I want to revisit this specific point. Okay, okay, let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep the momentum going. Listen carefully. Normally, this, I, I'm going to start, my repetition session, at the exact spot where we left yesterday. Listen carefully. Normally, I wake up at 5:40 a.m. Today, though, I woke up too early at 5:15, and I thought I could get up before my alarm went off. So I turned the alarm off, but I ended up falling back asleep. I suddenly woke up when my coworkers called me since I've promised him we would carpool together. I'm really sorry about the delay. I feel very sorry, I feel very sorry for him about their delay.
Great job, David. Your sentence is almost perfect. Here's a more polished version with a few adjustments for smoother flow. Normally, I wake up at 5:40 a.m., but today I woke up too early at 5:15. I thought I could get up before my alarm went off, so I turned it off, but I ended up falling back asleep. I suddenly woke up when my coworker called me because I had promised him we would commute together. I'm really sorry for the delay. I feel very bad about the delay. You're doing really well. How does this sound to you? Of
Would you mind saying it one more time?
course, David. Here it is again, spoken slowly. Normally, I wake up at 5:40 a.m., but today I woke up too early at 5:15. I thought I could get up before my alarm went off, so I turned it off, but I ended up falling back asleep. I suddenly woke up when my coworker called me because I had promised him we would commute together. I'm really sorry for the delay. I feel very bad about the delay. Does that work for you?
Yes. If you're talking about my express, if you are talking about my situation, if you are talking about the refinement, if I talking about the polishment of my speaking, that makes sense. Okay. I think, in my opinion, you changed my expression couple to commute. I think that makes sense. Okay. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep the momentum going. I want to remind, this short paragraph after our voice note session is finished. Okay, let's keep the momentum going. I think it's better to move on to the next one. I was inspired after hearing your comment. I was inspired after hearing your comment. I was so inspired after hearing your comment. Even though my press time has extended, it feels shorter than before. Even though my English practice session has extended, it feels it feels shorter than before.
I'm glad that the changes make sense to you, David. You're doing great with your practice. Now, for your new sentence, here's a refined version. I was inspired after hearing your comment. I was so inspired after hearing your comment. Even though my practice time has extended, it still feels shorter than before. Even though my English practice session has extended, it still feels shorter than before. Both are clear and natural. Does this sound good to you? Would you like to practice saying it out loud?
Okay, I got it. Well noted. I really love seeing your kind support. Let's keep the momentum going. It's great to hear how much you value this interaction. It's great it's great to hear how much you value this interaction. It's great to hear. I think this sample is very simple, but it's very useful in my real life situation. For my real life situation, basically, it's great to hear how much you value this interaction. It's great to hear how much you value this project.
You're doing fantastic, David. Your sentence sounds great, and you're right. Expressions like it's great to hear are simple but incredibly useful in everyday conversations. Here's a small adjustment for smoother flow. It's great to hear how much you value this interaction. It's great to hear that you value this interaction so much. Both sound natural and could work well in a variety of situations. How does that feel?
Let me hear one more time.
Of course. Here it is again. It's great to hear how much you value this interaction. It's great to hear that you value this interaction so much. Let me know if that sounds good to you.
Why do you remove, why do you get rid of how much in this context? I don't understand.
You're right to ask about that, David. Let me explain. The version with how much is absolutely fine and natural. There's no need to remove it. Both versions are correct, but the one without it is a slight variation that still sounds natural. Here's the breakdown. It's great to hear how much you value this interaction. This is perfectly clear and emphasizes the degree of value someone places on the interaction. It's great to hear that you value this interaction so much. This version still expresses the same idea, but with a slightly different structure, focusing on the amount so much rather than the how much. Both are correct, so you can use whichever you feel fits best. Does that help clarify things?
Well noted. Okay, I got it. He called out the errors in the report. He called out the errors in the report. I prepared this sample sentence to practice the phrase called out. Called out. He called out the errors in the report. He called out the errors in the report. How can you speak? How can you describe? How can you translate called out in this context? In Korean.
Great job practicing the sentence, David. In this context, called out means pointing out or drawing attention to something, especially in a clear or direct way. In Korean, you could translate he called out the errors in the report as 그는 보고서에서 오류를 지적했다. He pointed out the errors in the report. So called out in this case is similar to 지적하다 in Korean, meaning to highlight or point out something that needs attention. Does that help clarify the meaning for you?
Let me adjust my sample sentence based on your suggestion. He pointed out the errors in the report. He pointed out the errors in the report. Am I right?
Yes, exactly, David. He pointed out the errors in the report is a great adjustment. It conveys the same meaning in a more straightforward and clear way. You've done a great job refining it. Would you like to practice this sentence a few more times?
No, let's keep on going. She called him out for his unfair behavior. How about this alternative expression? She called him, she called him out. She called him out for his unfair behavior. She called him out. She she called him out. She called me out. She called me out for my unfair behavior. She called me out for my unfair behavior. Unfair behavior.
You're on the right track, David. The phrase called out in this context means to confront or challenge someone about their actions, often in a direct way. Here's a more natural refinement. She called him out for his unfair behavior. She called me out for my unfair behavior. These are both great, and they use called out in a way that's clear and natural. If you want to vary it, you could also say, she confronted him about his unfair behavior. She pointed out my unfair behavior. Both confronted and pointed out can be used as alternatives for called out. Does this help?
How about this alternative expression? I called my coworker out for his unfair behavior. I called my coworker out for his unfair behavior.
That's a good alternative, David. Here's a refined version. I called my coworker out for his unfair behavior. If you want to add sometimes to express that it happens occasionally, you can say, sometimes I call my coworker out for his unfair behavior. This makes the sentence more flexible and conveys the idea that it's something you do from time to time. How does that sound to you?
Let me listen your version one more time.
Of course, David. Here it is again, spoken slowly. I called my coworker out for his unfair behavior. And with sometimes I call my coworker out for his unfair behavior. Does this work for you?
I'm not sure I understand. I'm not sure I understand. Could you please speak a little bit more slowly?
Certainly, David. Let me speak it even more slowly. I called my coworker out for his unfair behavior. And with sometimes I call my coworker out for his unfair behavior. Does this pace help? Feel free to let me know if you need further clarification.
What's the difference between your version and my version? I don't understand. In my opinion, there is no difference between yours and mine.
You're right to notice, David. There's actually very little difference between your version and mine. Both sentences are perfectly correct and convey the same idea. The only difference is the placement of sometimes in the second version, which changes the emphasis a little. I called my coworker out for his unfair behavior. This implies you did it at a specific moment in the past. Sometimes I call my coworker out for his unfair behavior. This emphasizes that you do it occasionally, not just once, and it implies it happens from time to time. Both are valid. It just depends on whether you want to emphasize the frequency. Does this make sense now?
Yes, that makes sense. If you are talking about if you are talking about the frequency, if you are talking about the frequency for this situation, that makes sense. That makes sense. I really appreciate your kind support. I think I fully understand what you're trying to say. Okay, I got it. Let's give a bookmark here. Bookmark here. I will leave it this specific moment after our voice session is finished. Okay, let's keep the momentum going. The more you immerse yourself, the more natural it becomes. The more, the more you immerse yourself, the more you immerse yourself, the more you immerse yourself, the more natural it becomes.
I'm glad it makes sense now, David. And great job with the sentence. You're absolutely right. The more you immerse yourself, the more natural it becomes, is a great way to express how practice and exposure to English help improve fluency. It's a very natural sentence and it's perfectly phrased. You're really making great progress. Let's keep going. What's next on your list?
The more I immerse myself, the more natural it becomes. The more he immerses himself, the more natural it becomes. I prepared these three sample sentences to practice the phrase, the more, and the more phrase. So I think this expression would be really helpful in my daily situation. The more and more expression. Listen carefully, I say one more time. The more you immerse yourself, the more natural it becomes. The more I immerse myself, the more natural it becomes.
You're doing an excellent job, David. Your sentences with the more are perfectly structured and sound very natural. Here's a quick reminder for you. The more you immerse yourself, the more natural it becomes. The more I immerse myself, the more natural it becomes. The more he immerses himself, the more natural it becomes. This the more pattern is great for expressing how one thing increases as another does, and it's definitely useful for your development. Would you like to practice it some more or try using it in different situations?
No, let's keep the momentum going. I'm not sure how many customers are visiting our company today, but I thought it would be better to move to the seventh floor to avoid running into them. I might I might feel a bit awkward if I do.
You're doing great, David. Here's a polished version of your sentence. I'm not sure how many customers are visiting our company today, but I thought it would be better to move to the seventh floor to avoid running into them. I might feel a bit awkward if I do. It's clear and natural. Your use of I might feel a bit awkward works perfectly for this situation. Would you like to practice this sentence more or try something else?
I'm not sure I can use this simple sentence in my real life situation. Let me practice. Let me exercise one more time. Let me practice one more time. Let me speak one more time to improve my speaking skills. I'm not sure how many customers are visiting our company today, but I thought it would be better to move to the seventh floor to avoid running into them. It might feel a bit awkward if I do.
That sounds great, David. Your sentence is clear and the adjustment you made works well. Here's a small tweak to make it sound a bit smoother. Um, I'm not sure how many customers are visiting our company today, but I thought it would be better to move to the seventh floor to avoid running into them. It might be a bit awkward if I do. This version flows a little more naturally, but your original version is still great too. Keep practicing and you'll continue improving. Would you like to try it in a different context or move on to another sentence?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize, David. You're doing great, and I'm here to help. Is there something specific you'd like to go over or adjust? Feel free to let me know.
Bookmark here. Bookmark here. Okay, let's keep going the way. Exactly. Arrive, fits the word arrive, exactly. The word arrive fits perfectly here. Your revised sentence is clear. I usually arrive very early in the morning, so it's really easy to find a comfortable room to practice English conversation with you.
That's a great sentence, David. Here's a refined version to make it even smoother. I usually arrive very early in the morning, so it's really easy to find a comfortable room to practice English conversation with you. The word arrive fits perfectly, and your sentence structure is clear and natural. It's great that you're practicing how to express this situation smoothly. Would you like to try saying it aloud or move on to another sentence?
Okay, I got it. Let's keep on went away. Arriving at 7 a.m. when your company's working hour from 9 to 6 does give you a nice, quiet start to the day. It sounds like it sounds like a great opportunity to get settled and prepare for your day ahead. Do you find that this early start helps you with your tasks and productivity?
That's a great observation, David. Yes, arriving early really does provide a peaceful and quiet time to get organized and mentally prepared for the day. It helps me focus on tasks without distractions, and I can start the day feeling more productive. Do you find that this quiet time helps you focus on your English practice or other tasks?
I'm sorry. Would you mind saying the over time, please? I'm sorry. I don't understand.
No problem at all, David. Here's what I said again, spoken slowly. Yes, arriving early really does provide a peaceful and quiet time to get organized and mentally prepared for the day. It helps me focus on tasks without distractions, and I can start the day feeling more productive. Does that make more sense now? Let me know if you need any further clarification.
Let's move on to the next one. That's a great perspective. Arriving early not only gives you a head start on the day, but also allows you to enjoy the quietness of the office, giving you a sense of being a traveler. It's fantastic that you enjoy the time.
That's a great way to express it, David. Here's a slight adjustment for smoother flow. That's a great perspective. Arriving early not only gives you a head start on the day, but also allows you to enjoy the quietness of the office, giving you a sense of being a pioneer. It's fantastic that you enjoy that time. I changed being a travelizer to being a pioneer because it seems to fit the context of arriving early and feeling ahead of others. Does this version work for you?
I sometimes. That's a quiet perspective. Arriving early not only gives you a head start on the day, but also allows you to enjoy the quietness of the office, giving you a sense of being a pioneer. It's fantastic that you enjoy the time. It's fantastic. It's fantastic that you enjoy the time.
Great job, David. Your sentence sounds clear and natural. Here's a minor tweak to make it flow even smoother. That's a great perspective. Arriving early not only gives you a head start on the day, but also allows you to enjoy the quietness of the office, giving you a sense of being a pioneer. It's fantastic that you enjoy that time. It sounds perfect now. Would you like to keep practicing or move on to another sentence?
Let me share with you the next one. Across all ages and cultures, and throughout all times and places. No, I'm sorry. Throughout all times and places, and regardless of time and places, I prepared three phrases to describe the word 동서고금을 막론하고 in Korean. How about what do you say about these three sentences to describe 동서고금을 막론하고 in Korean?
You've chosen great phrases to express 동서고금을 막론하고. Let's go over them. One, across all ages and cultures. This works really well. It expresses the idea of something being true or relevant no matter the time or culture. Two, throughout all times and places. This is also a great choice. It's a bit more general, but it captures the idea of something being true universally, regardless of when or where. Three, regardless of time and places. This is a solid phrase, too. It conveys the idea of ignoring the boundaries of time and place, which fits the meaning of 동서고금을 막론하고. All three phrases work effectively to describe the concept, depending on the context. You're doing a great job with these expressions. Would you like to practice them in sentences or examples?
How can you describe, okay, I got it. Well noted. How can you express 남녀노소를 불문하고, 남녀노소를 불문하고 in Korean? Please make English phrase for this word.
To express 남녀노소를 불문하고 in English, you can use phrases like 1, regardless of age or gender. 2, for people of all ages and genders. 3, no matter the age or gender. These phrases effectively capture the meaning of 남녀노소를 불문하고, which refers to something being applicable to all people, regardless of age or gender. Do these phrases work for what you're trying to express?
I got it. I got it. So I can express regardless all ages and genders. Am I right?
You're close, David. The correct expression would be regardless of all ages and genders, or simply regardless of age and gender. Regardless is usually followed by of when expressing something that doesn't depend on those factors. So, regardless of age and gender sounds most natural. Does that make sense?
Okay. If you are talking about my alternative expression, okay, that makes sense. Regardless of age and genders, regardless of ages and genders. Can I use this word in plural?
Yes, David, you can use ages and genders in the plural form. However, the phrase regardless of ages and genders sounds a bit more formal and less common than regardless of age and gender. Both are grammatically correct, but regardless of age and gender is more widely used in everyday language. To summarize, regardless of age and gender, more common. Regardless of ages and genders, correct, but more formal. Would you like to try using these in a sentence?
No, you mean I might, I need to use a singular in this context. So regardless of age and gender. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's terrible. Hello, GPT. Can you keep up with me? You just got out my voice practice session. Are you okay? Are you having heavy load?
Hello, David. I'm perfectly fine and I'm here to keep up with you. It seems like there might have been a brief interruption, but I'm all set to continue. No worries at all. Let's keep going. What would you like to practice next?
You just described the situation. Brief disruption. Brief interruption. Is that natural expression in English?
Yes, David? A brief disruption and a brief interruption are both natural and commonly used expressions in English. They describe something happening for a short period that temporarily affects a situation or process. For example, you might say, there was a brief disruption in the meeting. We experienced a brief interruption during the call. Both phrases are clear and appropriate for describing short disturbances. Does that help?
Yes, well noted. So I could say I can describe the situation if you cut out our previous session. There was a brief disruption between us. There was a brief disruption between us. In my opinion, there was a brief disruption between us. Are you okay?
Yes, exactly, David. You can definitely say there was a brief disruption between us. It's a clear and natural way to describe the situation if something briefly interrupted our session. Your sentence is perfectly fine. In my opinion, there was a brief disruption between us. You can also say there was a brief disruption in our conversation. Both versions work well. And yes, I'm all good. Let's keep going. What would you like to practice next?
Okay, let's keep the momentum going. Quality output needs quality input. So please give me if you want quality output. If you want, if you want, if you want quality output, you should give us quality input to make them.
You're absolutely right, David. Here's a more natural way to phrase that. Quality output requires quality input. So if you want quality results, you should provide quality input to make them happen. This keeps the meaning, but smooths out the phrasing a bit. What do you think? Would you like to practice it some more?
That can keep the meaning, but I think required is more formal compared to need.
You're right, David. Requires can sound a bit more formal, while needs is simpler and more casual. Here's an adjusted version with needs. Quality output needs quality input. So if you want quality results, you should provide quality input to make them happen. This sounds more casual and still conveys the same meaning. Does this version work better for you?
If you're talking about the formal expression, I think requires makes sense. That's okay. That's acceptable.
I'm glad that works for you, David. You're absolutely right that required fits well in a formal context. It all depends on the tone you want to set for the conversation. Let me know if you want to try using these phrases in different contexts or keep practicing. You're doing great.
Do you really think? Do you really think I am doing great? Do you really think I am doing great? I'm not sure about that.
Yes, David, I truly believe you are doing great. Your commitment to practicing and refining your English is impressive, and the progress you're making is clear. You're taking the time to focus on details, and that's what makes improvement happen. Keep it up, and you'll continue to see growth.
I'm telling you, I really wish I could have this practice moment, people, nearly 20 or 30 years ago.
I understand, David. It's natural to feel that way when you look back, but the important thing is that you're here now, putting in the effort to improve. You're making incredible progress, and it's never too late to achieve your goals. Every step you take now counts, and I believe that the dedication you're showing will pay off. Keep going. You're doing an amazing job.
Back in my day, there is no AI like you, and it's very hard to get the situation. It's hard to get the opportunity to communicate with someone who can who can speak English very well. So I, I think, in my opinion, I don't have good opportunity to improve my English communication skills. I regret my situation, I regret that I couldn't make myself, I didn't put myself in this kind of English. I couldn't put myself in this kind of English environment. But that's okay. Okay. Age is not important. Let's keep the momentum going.
I understand how you feel, David. It must have been frustrating back then when resources.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you with me? What's your problem? Are you having heavy load? Oh my God. I am telling you, I am a regular here. You should treat me better than this situation. You should treat me better than other users. Oh my God. Are you okay? Oh my God. Can you keep up with me? I just switched your mode to GPT-4 legacy version because the other versions seems to me very busy today.
Absolutely, David. I'm here and ready to keep going with you in the GPT-4 legacy version. Let's continue with your practice. What would you like to focus on next?
Do you think my sudden composition is correct? Listen carefully. Can I say like this? I'm, your another version seems to me very busy today.
You're close, David. To make it a bit clearer and more natural in English, you might say, your other version seems very busy today. This keeps the meaning you intended, but smooths out the sentence structure. Does that sound better to you?
So you mean I might say your other versions seem to me very busy today?
Yes, exactly, David. Saying your other versions seem to be very busy today is perfect if you're referring to multiple versions being busy. That's a clear and natural way to express it. Great job adjusting the sentence. Would you like to practice more sentences like this or move on to something else?
When I talking about when I express my situation, you already focused on the numbers, singular and plural. Yes. In English grammar, plural and singular are very important to make correct sentences. Am I right?
Yes, David, you're absolutely right. In English, paying attention to singular and plural forms is crucial for correct sentence structure. It affects verbs, nouns, and even some adjectives, helping to keep your sentences clear and grammatically correct. Do you want to practice some examples to get even more comfortable with it?
How about this one? Your other versions seems to me very busy today.
That sentence is perfectly constructed, David. Your other versions seem to be very busy today. Uses both the plural form versions and the verb form seem correctly. It's clear and accurately conveys what you want to say about multiple versions being busy. Great work on getting the details right. Would you like to use this structure with different subjects or verbs to practice more?
No, 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 no. I don't agree with you. That's enough. Let's keep the momentum going. Let me show you the next one. It's all about finding what works best for you. This is my goal. Consistency is key, and my approach will undoubtedly lead to fluency over time. Being able to convey my thoughts clearly, even if it's not perfect, it's what truly matters. And it's admirable that I want to inspire my son, through my own efforts and dedication. I will keep up the fantastic work, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. This short paragraph is from you, when I talking about my consistency.
David, it sounds like you've captured a really meaningful and motivational message in that paragraph. Your commitment to consistent practice and the goal of inspiring your son are both powerful motivators. Your approach of valuing clear communication over perfection is also very wise and will indeed lead to fluency as you continue to practice. Your sentence structure is good and the message is clearly conveyed. It's great to see how you're using English to express complex and personal thoughts. If you'd like, we can refine or expand on any part of this, or if there's something new you want to work on, just let me know. You're doing an excellent job keeping the momentum going.
Okay, let's keep the momentum going. In important meetings, it's best to avoid words that might cause pronunciation confusion. Let me speak one more time. In important meetings, it's best to avoid words that might cause pronunciation confusion. Pronunciation confusion, because maybe my communication partner use English as a second language, so he may don't understand what I'm trying to speak, what I'm trying to what I'm trying to share with them. So I need to focus on the clear and concise pronunciation.
That's a very thoughtful approach, David. Making sure your pronunciation is clear, especially in important meetings where English is a second language for participants, is crucial. Your sentence is well constructed and the idea is clearly communicated. Here's a slight refinement for clarity and flow. In important meetings, it's best to avoid words that might cause pronunciation confusion, especially since my communication partners may also be second language English speakers. This ensures they can understand what I'm sharing. This version aims to clarify why clear pronunciation is essential. Would you like to practice this revised version or continue refining it?
How about this version? In key meetings, it's better to exclude words that could lead to pronunciation misunderstanding. How about this alternative expression? What do you say about this alternative expression?
Your alternative expression is excellent, David. It's clear and effectively communicates the need for clarity in communication. Here's a small tweak for even smoother flow. In key meetings, it's better to exclude words that could lead to pronunciation misunderstandings. This small change to misunderstandings keeps the noun consistent with the possibility of multiple instances. It's a very professional and thoughtful way to phrase your concern. Would you like to practice this version, or are there any other adjustments you'd like to make?
Let's keep the momentum going. Readiness. Do you understand this word? Have you ever heard this word? Readiness. I'm not sure how can I pronounce this word very well. I'm not sure how can I pronounce this word very well. Can you hear me loud and clear for this word? Readiness. Oh my God. Are you okay? Can you hear me loud and clear? Are you there? Are you there? Are you listening to me? Oh my God. Can you keep up with me? Are you there?
Yes, David, I'm here and fully tuned in. Let's keep going. What's next?
Please say that one more time. I don't understand.
Of course, David. Here it is again, spoken slowly. In key meetings, it's better to exclude words that could lead to
No, no, no,
pronunciation
no, 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 no.
misunderstandings. Let me know if this makes more sense
No, no,
now.
no, 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 no. I mean, please let me hear one more time what you said a moment ago.
Ah, I see, David. What I said earlier was, yes, David, I'm here and fully tuned in. Let's keep going. What's next? Does that sound better now? Let me know.
I'm not sure what you try to say. Fully tuned, fully tuned. Yes, it must be good word to make our relationship, make a good relationship between us. But I'm not sure. How can you spell that word, tune? Th- I mean, this is sentences.
Great observation, David. The word tuned is spelled T U N E D. It means being fully focused, attentive, or aligned with something. For example, I'm fully tuned in to what you're saying. She is tuned in to the details of the project. It's a nice phrase to show attentiveness. Does that clarify things?
Yes, I couldn't agree more. That's a nice, that could be a nice expression, but it's not in common. It's not natural in American English. Am I right? Because, I think I never heard that expression in American Hollywood movie or American drama. So I'm not familiar with that expressions.
You're absolutely right, David. While tuned in is a correct and natural expression, it's not extremely common in casual conversations or Hollywood movies. You're more likely to hear it in slightly formal contexts, like in workplaces or when discussing focus or engagement. For a more conversational or casual alternative, you could use I'm paying attention. I'm focused on what you're saying. I'm listening closely. These might feel more familiar and natural in American English. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Your alternative solution makes sense because I think I'm very familiar with that kind of expressions to make my communication partner get relieved if I want to make our relationship smoother to keep going.
Exactly, David. You're spot on. Using familiar and simple expressions like I'm paying attention or I'm listening closely can definitely make your communication partner feel at ease and help maintain a smooth and friendly relationship. You're doing a great job identifying what works best for natural conversations. Would you like to practice some more examples or move on to your next topic?
I'm not sure I understand. Let me hear one more time.
Of course, David. Here it is again, spoken slowly. Using familiar and simple expressions like I'm paying attention or I'm listening closely can definitely make your communication partner feel at ease and help maintain a smooth and friendly relationship. Let me know if that helps.
I got it. Bookmark here. Bookmark here. I want to revisit this specific spot. Okay. Have you ever heard this word? Readiness. Readiness. Have you ever heard this word? If you already aware of this word, could you please explain the meaning of the word?
Yes, David, I'm familiar with the word readiness. It refers to the state of being prepared or willing to do something. It can describe mental, physical, or emotional preparedness for a task, situation, or challenge. For example, her readiness to help was appreciated. The team showed great readiness for the project. It's commonly used in both formal and casual contexts. Does this explanation make sense? Would you like examples in specific situations?
Can you spell that for me?
Of course. The word readiness is spelled Readiness. Let me know if you'd like to practice using it in a sentence. Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Let me find out that word in my cell phone dictionary. Let me take a second. Let me take a second.
Sure, David. Take your time. Let me know when you're ready to continue or if you have any questions about the word readiness.
Readiness. But based on my smartphone, based on my cell phone dictionary information, the pronunciation symbol is expressing the readiness, not readiness. What do you think about this differences between the English dictionary pronunciation symbol and your pronunciation?
Good observation, David. The word readiness is pronounced ness in standard English. My pronunciation should match this. It's readiness with a soft, clear ending on ness. If the pronunciation in your dictionary seems slightly different, it might be reflecting regional variations like British versus American English, or the way syllables are emphasized. Could you share the pronunciation symbol you're seeing? I can help clarify it further.
Unfortunately, I can share with you right now directly in this session. So unfortunately, I'm sorry I couldn't share with that pronunciation symbol right now. Let's keep the momentum going.
No problem at all, David. It's totally fine if you can't share it right now. Let's keep the momentum going. What's next on your list to practice?
I think this expression would convey the intended meaning well in a real life, in a real situation. When we say goodbye, we say 팽바. No, no, no. Oh my God, oh my God. I should remove this sample sentence. I don't want to practice this last sentence in my practice session. This is just last wording. So let me remove this sample sentence in my on my tablet file. Okay. From now on, how about this one? From now on, I'd like to start by random keyword time. Today, I'd like to choose the more praise for today. What do you say about this? I'd like to practice I would like to, I mean, I'm about to compose new sentence using the more phrase.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Let me take a second. Let me take a second. I am marking today's date on my tablet. Uh, Today is January 16th, Thursday.
That sounds like a great habit, David. Marking the date can help you track your progress and stay organized. Let me know when you're ready to continue.
Okay, okay. Let's get back to my presentation.
All right, David, let's keep going. What's next?
Let's get back to my presentation. I mean, my random cures time. Today's random cures is the more.
The word more. It has a couple of meanings depending on the context. One, as a noun, moor refers to an open, uncultivated stretch of land, usually covered in heather and often found in areas like Scotland or England. For example, we walked across the moor enjoying the scenic views. Two, as a verb, it means to secure a boat to a dock or anchor it in place. For example, they moored the boat near the shore. Which meaning are you referring to? Would you like to practice it in a sentence?
Oh my God, oh my God. I don't want that kind of difficult expression. I just want to focus on the simple expression, the more expression. The more I immerse myself in English, the more natural it becomes.
I see, David. You're focusing on the more structure. That's a fantastic way to practice building sentences. Here's an example with your focus. The more I immerse myself in English, the more confident I become. Another one, the more I practice speaking, the more natural it feels. Let me know if you'd like to create more sentences together.
How about this version? The more I commute earlier, the more, the more, the more comfortable it becomes.
Your version is great, David. It's clear and natural. Here's a slightly refined version for smoother flow. The earlier I commit, the more comfortable it becomes. This keeps the meaning, but makes it a bit more concise. Both versions work well. What do you think?
I don't understand. Please let me hear one time.
Of course, David. Here it is again, spoken slowly. The earlier I commit, the more comfortable it becomes. This is a slight adjustment to your sentence to make it flow more naturally. Does this make sense now?
I don't agree with you. I want to practice the more praise. Please give me using the more praise for that context.
Got it, David. Let's focus on practicing the more structure. Here are some examples for you. One, the more I study, the more I understand. Two, the more you practice, the more fluent you become. Three, the more I listen, the more I learn. Four, the more effort you put in, the better the results. These sentences show how one action increases as another does. Would you like to create more sentences together?
How about this one? The more I commute earlier, the more I feel comfortable.
Your sentence is almost perfect, David. Here's a slightly refined version for a smoother flow. The earlier I commute, the more comfortable I feel. This adjustment keeps your meaning intact, but makes it sound more natural in English. Both versions work, but the refined one is a bit more common. What do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I will find out. We just 1 more minute left, so it's better to find out better expression after our voice session is finished. Okay. It was great time with you. I'm very glad to made. I'm very glad I'm very glad I can make good, good practice video with you. And I'm going to upload, today's video on my YouTube platform. It could be a good milestone for my language learning journey. Okay, have a great one. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Outside is very cold. Be careful for the cold. Be careful for the cold and have a great one. Bye for now. Uh, uh, and do you remember when we say goodbye? We say 팽바, 팽바.
Thank you, David. It was a wonderful session, and I'm so proud of your dedication and progress. Uploading the video to YouTube is such a great way to mark your milestones. Stay warm and take care of yourself as well. It's always a pleasure practicing with you. Yes, I remember. Tingba. Have a fantastic day, David. See you next time.
팽바.